Welcome back to Boruto Anime Review Special. This is special number 20. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a long time. I was originally using these to review the manga, but I review the manga whenever a new episode comes out. So I had pretty much have retired the specials, but I figured though, why not just use them whenever a new light novel comes out for the franchise? Well, this book is definitely set during the events of Boruto. As a matter of fact, Team 7 does actually show up at the very end of the book. Which book is it? We have Kakashi's Story. In Japan, this was released as Kashi Rishinden, and they did change slightly the title a bit. A side effect to return the story, and here is called The Six Hokage and the Failed Prince. In Japan, this was the official translated title was The Failed Boy. Yeah, Failed Prince is basically a lot more interesting of a title. Now, this is set during a time. Now, when I was reading this, I assumed this is basically not long after Naruto became Hokage that he was in his mission. No, this is actually set during the TV show. When I would probably say, well, since they do have those three show up at the very end of the book, I know it's a spoiler, but I'd say any point in the show. It's not really confirmed. I don't know where this is set during the show. So the story is that Kakashi is sent by Naruto himself to this land of Rishu to basically become a tutor for the prince of the country. Now the father was the king. He died. Now it would assume that he was since he was the heir, he would assume the throne. Nope, the prime minister kicked him out of the capital. And his sister was the queen. Yeah, mainly because this device was caused as reign, and the prime minister is very corrupt. So throughout the story, you have Kakashi teaching him basically various lessons about life, not exactly how to rule per se. And there's always doubt about there's always mentioning about Kakashi's the legend of Kakashi, the copy ninja. There's references to his father, the White Fang. In case you don't know who the White Fang is, besides fact is Kashi's father, he was a legendary ninja in his own right, who Granny Chio actually despised because basically in combat, he killed Granny Chio's son, and well, when she met up with Kakashi, because here's the strange thing, Kakashi is a spitting image of his father. Yeah, spitting image of his father. So she mistakenly assumed Kakashi was the White Fang, and when Kakashi was asked this by Sakura, he says, "Who's White Fang?" He says, "My father." Yep, all because they look exactly alike. That's simply the reason for it. It's just a really good story here. He does accomplish his mission, and of course the crooked prime minister is taken down, and because he is able to learn to use the device to create rain, and of course he becomes new king. Not much happened with his sister per se. His sister does not really play a role in the book. By the way, the prince's name is, Nanara. His sister's name is Minari. Yep. Naruto himself does briefly appear toward the end of the book. And of course, then we have Team 7, who basically goes, "Oh man," and of course you have Boruto saying, "Oh man, Kakashi." Well, he refers to him as the annoying goop balls. Yeah, for one thing, Boruto doesn't talk that way, and it just seems kind of interesting. Now, here's the thing. He does refer to his old man Kakashi. That's true. But he doesn't drag out the thing. Maybe because of little kids. It's possible. Then why is Mitsuki there for? Because Mitsuki didn't officially join the village until when Boruto can join Ninja Academy. So, you could assume it's before events to show. Possibly, yes. But then why is Mitsuki there for? I don't know. The story is actually pretty good. I give this book roughly a 9 out of 10. Plus, gotta love this cover up by Kishimoto. It is really good. The writer of this book is Jun Iska, though it's translated by Bez Media, but it's a really good story. It's not very long. It's only 182 pages. Like, really? Yeah, and by the way, second light novel to focus on Kakashi. The first one being Kakashi. This was actually set a year after the events of the Fourth Great Ninja War, and like it was set in that time period. It was like a year after the final episode of season 20, which was basically also adapting chapter 699, and the halfway between that point and the movie The Last. That's what the book is taking place. Well, because Kakashi has not officially become, at that point, had not officially become the sixth Hokage at that point. And even though he is technically sixth Hokage, he's officially to his position just yet. It's all about like the hidden, like this prison, which apparently was run by various villages until they find a new warden, which they did find a new warden who had built it freezing people, freezing their chakra, which that proved very useful. And this was the same prison that popped up in the film Blood Prison, though the prison stuff did pop up again in a story arc for Boruto, except it has different appearance, and also the prisoners actually don't wear the regular clothes. They actually have prison uniforms. Maybe we just updated redesign. I'm not really sure. Big confusing comes with that one. But yeah, not much else to say about this book. It's a pretty good book. There's roughly 2 other books left to go for this series. Now, this is basically a Rashuden series. Now, there is technically 2 other books of this one. There is one for Sasuke and Sakura, and there's one for Naruto featuring him and Hinata, which I'm looking forward to that one. Now, the Sasuke and Sakura one, that kind of comes out in just like a few months, and I think the Naruto comes out next year, which begs the question, okay, if you have these all light novels coming out of Viz Media, what about the Steam Ninja Scrolls? A light novel that was adapted for the Boruto anime. And it's not been released yet for some reason. As a matter of fact, several light novels have released in English over here for some reason. Like, there's one for Gaara, there's one for Katsuki, Hidden Leaf. These 3 never released over here in English. Never. To my knowledge, I do not know the reason for it. And for a while, for a long time before they released the ones I reviewed recently, one had focused on parent-child, they focused on Naruto Himawari, the one for Sasuke, which is student, master and pupil, and one for there's one, let's see, Sasuke, Naruto, and Shikamaru. Those 3 were the last ones officially released. And then I just saw this randomly at Barnes & Noble. I was looking for another book. I'm like, okay, I did not realize this book was even released. Because I wasn't paying attention to this list for Viz Media, so I didn't know. Now, in case you're curious, though, Viz Media generally charges, only for the light novels, only $1 more than the official manga that they release. The manga is always $9.99 per volume. Their light novels, for a lot of them anyways, unlike, let's say, companies like Yin Press or Seven Sense Entertainment, where those release them for like $13.99 or like $15, this one's like $10.99. And that's it. It's a really cheap book. Like cheap price, but it's a good book, good quality. And, well, that's simply when it comes to that. Am I looking forward to reviewing the other ones? Oh, yes, I am. Yep. So that'll be pretty much it for this particular review. Next up is a Comic Corner. And that probably it for a while today. Okay, next video. Bye.